What were you like in high school?
A terror. You know, I had a car when I was 16, a Maxima. You know, I was smarter than my teachers. I got kicked out of school, went to boarding school. Like, I put myself in boarding school when I was 16 because my homeboys were starting to kill too much. And I was like, it's eventually I'm going to have to do it, so I'm out of here. So I got my own scholarship and went to South Kent for a year.
Yo, you went to South Kent? Shout out to Jay.
Like, I was pulling up. I got kicked out of school. One of my schools.
I think Diddy paid somebody to say that shit about Jay to get the heat off of himself because Diddy looking bad out here. I think he's trying to get the heat on Jay.
I never thought like that.
I think he paid somebody to put the heat on Jay. Gotta watch Diddy. He going through a lot right now. Keep it crawling.
What do you think? I think it sounds like a money grab with that one. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. For somebody to extort you, send you a letter, and then you gotta send your lawyers, sound like extortion.
Yeah, they try to get that bread, man. And tell TMZ to make sure they use this. Uncle Murder and Tony Yayo. G-Unit.
Hey, shit, man. It's your boy Shay Baby. Got my man Whop with me all the way from New Orleans.
Shay Baby.
You know, he came down to the lab. Y'all see the setup from the early morning shows. Y'all know what the vibes is. We are here now. We've been talking about this for a minute.
Right.
We've been talking about it for a minute. That's a fact. So, man, you know, coming all the way from New Orleans, man, I want you to kind of paint the picture for these guys out there, man. You know, one thing about my audience, I don't have too many interviews, but when I do interview somebody, they know that these are the dudes that's the ones that's, because the last one, like, honestly, when I interviewed Scarlett, this was like a month before she blew up on the radio. She came on my show, then I introduced her to Sus One. He played it on the radio. She got a deal a week later.
Right.
That's how it works. So, I want to talk about New Orleans, man. What is it like growing up in New Orleans?
Man, it's probably same everywhere else. You know, in every other hood, the ghetto, or trenches, man. It's kill or be killed, man. Survival of the fittest down there, man. Like, you can't get caught slipping. Like, you can't get caught putting your trust in the wrong nigga, man, or, you know, you in blank wrong, man. It's over for you, man. Like, it's, you know, it's best to just, you know, stay out the way, stay out the streets, stay on the sidewalk where it's safe at.
That's a fact. Now, when you say stay where it's safe at, from what I understood growing up, New Orleans is like one of the top murder capitals probably in the world, right?
Right.
So, yes, I'm saying, growing up in New Orleans, is that all New York? Because I know people say when they think of New York, they're like, oh, you go to New York, you'll get shot in your face in the 90s. But, you know, you probably would, but it wasn't like that. In New York, you know, we seen things happen, but, you know, it was everyday life thing for us.
Right.
So, guys, in New Orleans, is that real? Is that pain?
Man, that's real life, man. That's real life. You know, niggas that say they go down there and stay where the tourists go. You go in the hood, man, it's a whole different ball game, man. It's a whole different ball game.
So as a kid growing up, was there a lot of music, and in your neighborhood, was there a lot of people like doing music, you know, doing the positive things to, you know, have, you know, want to enter the music game, or this was straight street shit?
Yeah, one of my favorite artists, man, you know, rest his soul, Mr. Magic, stayed like 3-4 houses down from my grandma's house where I grew up at.
Not Mr. Magic with No Limit.
Mr. Magic, man.
Yo.
Yeah.
Okay, a friend of mine put
Matter of fact, just to keep it real, the dedication to him, man, like I got the same tattoo on my arm right here that the nigga had, man.
Okay, let's talk about Mr. Magic for a second. I'm glad you brought him up. A friend introduced me to the whole No Limit lineup. And I gotta say, if he lived on your block,
right,
then that music is from that neighborhood.
Right, from that neighborhood.
That's crazy. So, what was it like in those days? I know you was a child, boy, a baby.
Yeah, I was a kid, but you know, at the end of the day, I was still in the streets. You know, like I wasn't just too far heavy in the streets doing streets activity, but I was in the streets though at the time, man. And like I said, you know, I stayed 611 Flood. His grandma was probably 514 or some shit like that, Flood Street, man.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I say that, because, you know, if somebody asks me, you know what it was like growing up in New York in the 90s, listening to like Fat Joe, listening to the Locks, listening to, you know, it was how was it in them streets with that type of magic music. I heard this shit in North Carolina because I was in high school up there.
I'm gonna put it to you like this to be all the way real with you. As a kid, you like the music and shit because that's where you from. Now that I'm older and I done been through that shit and really experienced it, and I can't, like, that shit hit way harder and different.
Yeah, like now you feel it, like them niggas was, they was saying some real shit.
Right. It's a whole different feeling right now.
That's a fact. I never thought about it like that. That's a good one. Yeah. So a lot of that magic and a lot of that era, that type of shit that was going on over there in your music.
Right. Not so much Mr. Magic, most like, Soulja Slim, Wayne, BG, like Juvie, those was the popular niggas. Like that's who niggas want to be like. And just hearing their music and then growing up, seeing like always, being less fortunate, wanting this and wanting that, wanting this and wanting that. Every day I had to pass, one of the strongest trap spots, Florida and Dauphine, where I grew up from. So seeing the deep boys and doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that, man, I just took all that shit in, man, and just started putting that shit on paper.
That's a fact. Now, the New Orleans, they like New York.
Man, we fuck with y'all.
Hard.
Tough.
Pause.
Tough.
Hard. And the only reason why I say that is, since the 90s, I used to watch Lil Wayne and Joel Santana.
Right.
They were like this in the early 2000s and the late 90s.
Right.
I'm gonna hold you. And their albums, mixtapes together. That's when I knew they liked New York.
That's facts.
Then you gotta remember the Rough Riders Cash Money tour.
Right. I think Dex was telling me about that, man. I think he was part of that, man.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Oh, he was out there with that, Dex?
The Baller Blockers tour.
What? Shout out to Dex Diamond. He's in the building too. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about too, but I'm glad you brought up Dex. Because these are like those era we're talking about. Because Dex is in the he's in the business at that time.
Right.
All right, so hooking up with Dex, coming to New York from New Orleans. By the way, New Orleans is one of the states that I have on my list. I have to visit, and it's not because of the Lil Wayne street shit. It's the food, bro.
Right. The food, man.
How's the food?
Man, the food just. It's different, man. Like, I can't go nowhere else, man. I can't go nowhere else and taste that type of flavor, that type of season, man. Dex be trying, y'all. He be trying.
Dex was out there with you?
Nah, he be in the kitchen, though. He be in
the kitchen. So Dex ain't ready for New Orleans cooking?
Nah, not yet. Not yet.
Cooking, he ain't saying my cooking is terrible. He know my cooking.
Nah, it ain't nowhere near terrible.
You never said it was that.
It's terrible.
No, I feel you. 100%. No, all right. That's a fact. I got one day pause about to taste his cooking, but I mean, for him to defend this shit like that, I bet his shit's good. That's a fact.
Yeah, Dex know what he's doing, man.
That's a fact.
Definitely know what he's doing.
Yeah, make it important. Just Mr. Mrs. Let me see what's going on over here. But listen, yeah, man, New Orleans is definitely on my list, man. It's on my list. All right, man. Before we get too much into the smoke, man.
Houston.
You from Houston too?
Nah, I live in Houston now.
Oh, you live in Houston too?
Yeah, I live in Houston, yeah.
Oh, you never mentioned that. Oh, let's talk about that. How's that?
Man, I love H-Town, man. I love H-Town. That's like my second home, man.
Okay, Houston food or New Orleans?
New Orleans all day.
All day?
All day.
Okay,
but I appreciate Houston for accepting us and doing all they can to try to gravitate our culture and make us feel like more we at home while we out there, man.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
What's a major event in Houston?
A major event in Houston?
Like a Mardi Gras.
They got Mardi Gras, but it's in Galveston, man.
That's in Houston?
Yeah. It's kind of like a little city, like right outside.
Okay,
Houston,
so
man.
Galveston Mardi Gras or New Orleans Mardi Gras?
New Orleans all day.
Oh.
All day.
That's what I wanted to know.
Nothing to never replace that experience, man.
That's a fact. All right, so, you think you'll live in New York?
Yeah, man, I love New York, man. Like I said, to me, just on an honest level, only thing different from New York outside New Orleans, New York bigger, and niggas in New Orleans, they everywhere you go, it don't matter where you at, church, stores, like niggas is everybody. They scrap. Like it ain't really too much like that in New York. So that's like the only. Other than that, man, it ain't no different. Like the style, the swag, the the hustle. But I can't say really say the hustle because y'all niggas was getting a whole different type of money.
Oh, the 80s and the 90s?
Like man, I gotta give y'all that hands down to you. Like y'all was
100%.
on a whole different wave with getting money, man.
Oh, it's
Totally
nasty
different
work.
way. Nasty.
Now, I do gotta say though, New Orleans, you know, I gotta ask you about, since you said you like Lil Wayne, I gotta ask you about his main rival.
Right.
And everything that's going on out there in the game right now.
Right.
The Jay-Z case. You know, what do you think about all of these allegations with these? Because you know you're an artist.
Right.
You need to be thinking about these things. A lot, you know, you ask a lot of artists, you know, they be like, I don't worry about those things. You need to be worried about these things, bro.
Right.
Because
right.
because the bigger you get, these type of things happen.
Right.
So, what do you think about these allegations on Jay-Z?
I mean, at the end of the day, man, Hov is Hov, bro. From what I know him from, and from what I respect him for, like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, you too much don't really know a person bad side and all the skeletons and secrets and hidden agendas niggas got in their closet, man. But for his Hov, man, I don't think that's a jacket that fit Hov, man.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's a jacket that fit him, man.
Honestly, I feel the same way. And then what's bad about this is that these things are so many years ago.
Word.
That it's sort of kind of, they leave 1% in your mind that, hold on, make sure that I am wrong.
Right.
Because, it's so many years ago that it's like, damn, it's like, it sounds like lies because it's so many years ago, but then it's like so many years ago, these things happen and people
we talking
really...
about Hov, man. We ain't never heard no dirt on Hov name. Ever.
That's why I said the 1%.
We talking about Hov.
That's why I say the 1% that they leave on your mind is the fact that it happened so many years ago.
Right.
So it's like, years ago, people do things years ago. It's like, oh, I'll never do that again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they come to these people and they say like, yo, this happened 30 years ago. He raped me, right? It's like, damn, that's messed up, bro. Because it's like, for the people like me, I'm a diehard Hov fan.
Right.
I'm a Diddy fan. These guys are the GOATs on, you know how you said, Mr. Magic,
right,
Lil Wayne, BG. These guys are my Magic, Wayne, and BGs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for me to hear these type of things 30 years ago, and I came up off the music, like for my son, you think he cares? No,
not at all. But a nigga like me care because I fuck with Hov.
That's what I'm saying.
I fucks with him.
This is dirty. This is disgusting.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, for artists like yourself, you're lucky. You got yourself placed in the game around people like Jim Jones, real ones.
Right.
You don't have to worry about the baby oil. You don't have to worry about the soap. You don't have to worry about no, I'm serious.
Right. I get what you're saying.
I'm serious.
Right.
Like as an artist, you still have to be cautious of the numbers. Because those type of baby oils and soap is different than the baby oil and soap that I'm talking about now.
Right. I get what you're saying.
Like 2 years ago, we would talk about baby oil and soap as in you got raped for your masters and for your royalties.
Right.
Now the baby oil and soap is your manhood.
Right. I'm gonna say as far as getting in that type of situation, I feel like I'm grateful because I was put in a fucked up situation to where I was dealing with somebody till it was motherfuckers like Dex and Mel Skrilla came around and saw the fuck shit going on that I was just totally overlooking. Why? Because he was my boy. You know what I'm saying? And instead of them, they came in and they really educated me and put me on shit. And not only did that, but they put me under their wing. You hear me? Not only telling me, giving me the ins and outs, but also educating me and schooling me on what should happen and how this should go and how this should be and how this should go. Like it's been a real blessing to me to where I ain't got to worry about that with the team I got around me right now.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I mean. I'm kind of thinking, and it's a bad thing to say, but it is kind of a good thing, that it's a shame they had to use Jay-Z, Puff Daddy, Lil Durk, Young Thug, Gunna, all these guys to kind of clean up the industry, bro. Because now, as an artist, you kind of know that you can go in the door that these hidden back doors that they're talking about, they're not there no more.
Right. I mean, nigga.
You know, payola for the views, payola for the radio streams.
Right.
It's kind of hard to do that these days.
Right.
Drake fucked that up.
Nah, I don't think Drizzy fucked that up, man. Shout out to Drizzy.
Bro, he got in the game, people knowing now that the payola exists, even though the game knew it.
Right.
But now Drake is saying, it's a fact. I'm telling you they did it.
Right. But you know, they try to step on home image, man. Call him a pedophile. Like, at the end of the day, man, they don't play by no kids, man.
No, but they tried to do the Drake was below his value.
Right.
For re-signing purposes for all of these streaming sites, all of these labels. His contract was up. I kind of believe what he's saying.
Right.
They put the gatekeep against him to belittle his worth.
Right.
Now, Super Bowl. You put Drake on that. You put Lil Wayne on that stage in New Orleans.
No, man. Wayne ain't headlining, man. He don't get on the stage.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you put Lil Wayne as the headliner,
yeah,
that means
the whole Young Money coming out.
That means Drake is on the stage.
Yeah.
That means his stock is up.
Yeah.
That's why Lil Wayne's not there.
Most definitely.
You feel me?
Right.
They need Drake down here so they don't have to kick him out that bread. They know Drake want that bread. You know what I mean?
It's a business. Every day, Dex tell me the same thing. It's a business.
It's a business.
It's a business.
It's
man.
a business. So, knowing that you know the business, you know, what's next for you? I know you got some albums. I know you got a mixtape and an album. Working with Jim's a good thing. I like that about you, my dude.
Right.
You got that New York sound. Are you gonna get in the studio with my man Dice?
I don't know. We gotta put something together. Man.
That would be fire.
Yeah, we gotta put something together. I mean, if he up for it, fuck, I'm down.
That's a fact. So, what's going on? What's up next?
First, I just dropped the EP, Believe Me I'm Good, under Adventures Music. That's ran by Dex Diamond and Chris Gotti.
100%.
Right now I'm working on an EP. It's called The Color Purple that I'm about to drop through Vamp Life and Empire right now. And through the course until that drop right now, I got the single Dope Man that's going crazy right now. Also the single I'm Him that I sent you, that we pushing right now, one of the EPs. And then it's every day I'm in album mode after that.
That's a fact. Now I know the streets can't wait for that. Good thing you a smart man. You came to New York for the summers to get that vibe.
Right.
Ain't nothing. Once.
Well, I came to New York to work, but just so happened one of my managers, like Dex got his hand on a lot of shit, man. He always working, and just so happened, he one of the main people behind the content and the production over at Class TV. So as he was doing that, setting up, he supported me 100%. So I was supporting him, just being there with him, and through that support, I got the experience that culture and that situation. And not only that, man, get my music played. I done met alive and brushed shoulders with a lot of celebrities and people that they done put me in front of, like put me in front of the camera every day, just trying to build my brand and build my style.
That's a fact.
Ask him who he was with today.
Yeah, Dex was me and Dex was talking earlier.
He introduced me to Nicole Murphy, man. He introduced me to Nicole Murphy. I also met what's his name from Vinny from Naughty by Nature. Shout out what's his name, Rob Love, man. I met ran into him again tonight, man.
That's classic.
Yeah.
That's classic. So like I'm saying, when you come to New York and you get that New York vibe, okay, your album's gonna sound New Orleans, but New York vibe is gonna be nasty work. I think it's gonna be fire.
Right. I mean, New York been showing me a lot of love, man. So I mean, in order to come with that vibe and that sound, I feel like they deserve it. You heard me?
That's a fact.
They deserve it.
And at least you you willing to own your masters. I've noticed that. Staying independent as far as you can.
As far as I can, man. Cause I mean, right now, the way things is going.
Cause I know with the gym shit is the distribution. I know.
Right.
That's definitely.
I'm gonna just say when the time, like I said, I got a team that's around me that educate me. Like Dex always give me the pros, give me the cons. What you want to do. This how you should do it. But this how you want to do it. So at the end of the day, for us, staying independent or signing, if it come down is right, I'm pretty sure they'll let me know if that's the right move to go with or not.
100%.
Right.
Well, I like your vibe, my dude.
Right.
I'm glad you pulled up. Yo, next time, we can listen to some music. But listen, you saw the other side of the room. We have a studio. You're welcome up here to come too and record. Right. One thing about us is that we don't like to do music with people that. This is not a studio that's open for the public.
Right.
Our studio's for more people of a home vibe that want to come up, lock in for a couple of days, and get work done. That's how we work.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We got more as you can see, the home vibe studio. That's how we operate. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we love that for sure. We love to be on that album, man. Especially with fucking
It's coming. Especially the single with Jim called Scream, man. Y'all be looking for that too, man.
How was that working with Jim? We didn't talk about that. I want to talk about that real quick.
Jim be he be busy, man. He moving out, moving here, moving out. So when I get in contact with him or getting there and work with him, I mean that's when it happened.
That's a fact.
He a cool dude, man. Always, every time I'm around, it's all love. You hear me?
That's a
it's
fact.
all love.
Definitely. Comes by class too. Good dude.
Yeah.
That's a fact. It's your boy Shay Baby, your man Whop. We up out of here. A little quick segment.
Y'all be
all the way
looking
from
out,
New
man.
Orleans.
Be looking out, man. I got a show on the 19th at what's the name of the club?
Contra.
At Club Contra. Shout
Where's
out
that?
my boy Wavy. It's somewhere in Brooklyn.
Oh, I'm gonna come.
Yeah, it's in
Can
Brooklyn.
I want to do it behind the scenes.
Right, that's cool. This
This was a good intro to we get the behind the scenes work.
Right. Shout
All
out
right,
to
I'll be in
Lawrence.
Brooklyn, y'all. I'll be out there.